joining us here at the Weather Network for Weather AM. The heat and humidity is expected to rise as we head into tomorrow, but until then, enjoy your temperatures this afternoon in the mid-20s for majority of the GTA. Lots of sunshine, so make sure to enjoy. It's not going to be looking too uncomfortable in terms of our temperatures here, but as we head into Thursday, take a look at that moisture that's expected to sink down south. That's going to be accompanied with lots of thunderstorm energy, as well as all that moisture really to tap into some storms that we're expected to see. Now, heading into Thursday, the feels like values into the mid to low 40s could get uncomfortable at times, so make sure to find ways to keep yourself hydrated and cool. But this is a look at the energy. Take a look at all the reds and oranges on the screen, and this is going to be setting us up for some severe weather as we head into Thursday. Now, the threat for the thunderstorms really along areas of the lake and Lake Huron and Georgian Bay shores. So we're going to be continuing to track and see how those storms really play out across the GTA, but it does look like we'd expect storms by the evening hours.
It's Wednesday and time to get you in the know. I'm Matt Hamill alongside meteorologist Amandeep Purewal. Amandeep, we have some thunderstorm activity we're going to be talking about today. And some might like the summer heat, but the humidity that parts of the country are going to see is going to be quite intense in the days ahead. Yeah,
it's slowly building for areas across the east, and there's many ways to beat the heat, and now we have a story on that.
Well, Amandeep, and when we were looking at some humidity building in, those are great tips, but we're going to need all the help we can get with some of these feels-like values that are lying ahead here.
Yeah, Southern Ontario started off on a cool note, but take a look as we are looking at the upper levels. Now, we're expecting a ridge to build in, and with that heat and humidity, we're going to be expecting a chance of thunderstorms building as well. But this is a look at the temperatures that we're expecting on Thursday.
Yeah, so for tomorrow, we're going to see Windsor feeling like 45 and many in those low 40s, so kind of buckle up because it does look like a multi-day threat of this type of activity. We're also looking at some thunderstorm potential, now for today, that's more so in northern Ontario.
Yeah, that's been building across areas of the north. So this thunderstorm map includes areas like Timmins all the way down to Chapleau, where we're starting to see those storms bubble up through the morning hour, and that's going to be multiple rounds. So the main concern with this system is going to be training thunderstorms, which could be leading to the potential of flooding.
Okay, looking at quite a lot of moisture in this part of the country, but that storm threat will shift a bit further south into areas like Cottage Country. You see early on our Thursday morning, quite a bit of activity, but the afternoon, yeah, some more stormy energy flaring up. And there's that storm activity more so targeting Cottage Country. Early Friday, more southern parts of Ontario get in on the action as well. So it's going to be, like you mentioned, a couple rounds of thunderstorm activity. There's our threat with some severe potential for the day tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at that risk of heavy rain with the system, especially with that moisture and that thunderstorm energy that's really building, and that's slowly going to be moving eastward as well. So Atlantic Canada looking like a nice day throughout the day today, until we are looking at this same boundary that will slowly sink down south across the Maritimes.
Yeah, so late Thursday into Friday, that could make things a little hairy with some moisture moving in. We've seen the frost advisory issued in parts of Alberta, so overnight into this morning, things have been very chilly, but we do expect the temperature pattern to change. It's been very cool in the prairies on it.
Yeah, it won't be this week. As we take a look towards the last week of July, it does look like we'll be seeing a surge of heat kind of building across the southern prairie provinces. Until then, temperatures are cooler than seasonal for areas across Alberta, and then that heat will slowly spread towards the east. Thank you so much for joining us this morning at the Weather Network. Lots to talk about, the return of heat and humidity for us across southern Ontario. Until then, enjoy your day. On Tuesday, we're going to be looking at temperatures right around the seasonal mark. So starting off through the morning, about 18 degrees, feeling more like 19, but that's going to set to change as we head into Thursday. Now, this afternoon, we're going to be dealing with lots of sunshine across the GTA. Temperatures in the mid-20s, feeling more like into the low 30s. But as we head through our day tomorrow, look at this cold front that's expected to sink down south, and that's going to be bringing in lots of moisture and a chance of thunderstorms as we head into late Thursday into Friday. Now, in terms of the timing, I'll just have that in a moment. This is going to be also bringing in the uprise of the humidity. So heading into Thursday, take a look at the feels like values in the mid 40s. So enjoy your day today if you're not a fan of the heat and humidity, because that's expected to change as we head into tomorrow. Now, In terms of the energy, we're seeing lots of that energy build up as we head into Thursday evening. So that's going to be bringing in a chance of severe storms bubbling up mostly for areas along cottage country, extending all the way to areas of northern Quebec. For us across the GTA, does look like a non-severe risk for now, and we're starting to expect to see those storms as we head through the later part of Thursday. Now, those storms expected to slowly sink down south, bring in the risk for heavy rain, and that's not only going to be through the evening. It does look like storms will be bubbling up through the overnight as well. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Weather Network for Weather AM. It was quite a nice day on Tuesday. Clear skies, lots of sunshine. The breeze, though, felt a little bit cool. I definitely was enjoying my time outside, just enjoying the breeze. However, we are going to be expecting the return of heat and humidity to return as we take a look into Thursday. So enjoy the last day of cooler conditions. I'll show you in a moment what the feels like values are going to be feeling like across southern Ontario. But this afternoon, lots of sunshine. Once again, temperatures in the mid-20s, feeling like the low 30s. But let's switch it over into Thursday, where the feel like values are really going to be prominent. So into the mid 40s is possible for areas like Windsor, Toronto, feeling more like 42. So it's going to be quite a drastic increase compared to how we started the week. Now, with that heat and humidity, we're expecting to see some severe storms bubble up across portions of northeastern Ontario. So Lake Huron, Georgian Bay shores, even along cottage country, we could start to see storms develop. Now, it's really going to peak through Thursday afternoon. We're really dealing with lots of thunderstorm energy along this boundary here. And for us across the GTA, we're expecting the storms to really bubble up through the later part of the evening. So it's not going to be a washout of a day as we head into Thursday. Quite clear. We're going to be dealing with lots of sunshine, but then as we slowly seep into the afternoon, look at the storms that are expected to bubble up across Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. So that will be quite a story that we're going to continue to track as these storms line out. So rotation is not out of question for areas along the Barrie to Parry Sound region, but across the GTA, the main risk here is going to be the heavy rain and frequent lightning. And notice, even through the overnight, we could see another round of heavy rain push in, so we could be looking at some overnight storms really developing for us. But in terms of how much rain that we're looking at, here's a generalized look at how much rain that we're expecting. Really heavy across areas up north, but heavier totals could be along areas within thunderstorms. Now, in terms of the winds coming in from the south as we head through our day today, between 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, but it's expected to really pick up as we head into our day on Thursday. But even heading into the long range, we're going to be expecting some storms developing as we head through this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us here for Weather AM at the Weather Network. I'm meteorologist Amandeep Purewal. Let's start you off with the temperatures this afternoon for Toronto. 27 degrees, feeling like 31. So enjoy your day today, as it's going to be one of the coolest days out of the week, as we're expecting the return of the humidity as we head into Thursday. Now, this afternoon, right across the GTA, temperatures in the mid-20s. So we're looking at comfortable conditions as we head through the day today. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover. But let's take a look at the moisture as we head through Thursday. Now, take a look at the reds that are slowly seeping down south. We're looking at lots of moisture and instability building and bringing in the chance of thunderstorms as we head into later parts of our Thursday. Now, this is what the temperatures are expected to feel like into the low to mid 40s, especially for portions of southwestern Ontario. That heat's really going to be prominent there. So make sure to find ways to keep cool. We've seen this before earlier this month, so we all know the drill on how to keep yourself hydrated and find ways to keep cool, as mentioned. Now, in terms of the thunderstorm energy, we're really starting to get into lots of that instability as we head through our day tomorrow. So what this means in terms of our risk map, we have orange painted here, including areas of the Lake Huron, Georgian Bay shores, as we're expecting a line of storms to build as we head through the later part of the afternoon. Now, it's along this boundary that's slowly seeping down south, so you can start to see those storms bubble up for the later part of the evening. Now, across the GTA, we could expect storms to really push through the later parts of the hour and even potentially through the overnight.